Okay, this is video 3 in the series on my subwoofer enclosures. These are VBSS end tables. I have glued up the first parts of the bracing, the internal bracing. And you can see the parts and the photograph of this bracing in the link down below in the description. But essentially, this is how I put it together. This is the taller piece. These are, let's see, how does this thing go? These are 22 inches wide. So the width of the cabinet, and then there's 10-inch pieces here. This one's 18.5, and then the other vertical is 10.25. It's not too tall because the subwoofer goes there. The ports go here. So you glue it up in 2 sections like this. And then there's one piece that you have to measure that goes in between them. So these sit like this inside the box, and then you put one 10-inch truss piece between. So those are glued up and drying. Those will go overnight. Make sure they're good and strong. I started gluing up my little feet. I got the first one done. These are going to take me forever to do, but that's all right. Because I can just do them on like 1 per week night, you know, when I'm not really working on the project. Just, yeah, just soak up, you know, one at a time. I'm only doing one at a time because I've only got one of these clamps and I wanted to keep it in this clamp. So yeah, just glue it up, throw it in there, call it a night. Do that about 100 times. You can see how many pieces I have to put together. So next I'm going to cut out the false fronts that look like drawers. And I also am going to go over to Home Depot and pick up a new router. I had a router. It got stolen some years back. Somebody broke into my barn back in my old house. So I'm going to go get a new router, and I'll need that to cut the holes for the subwoofer and the ports. To finish the edges, because I'm going to round off all the edges. Or no, I'm not going to round off these edges. I'll need it for the edges of the false fronts for the drawers. So I'll show you that. Okay, I'm going to give you an idea of what I'm doing here for the false fronts, so you just have an idea of which pieces to use. I'm using these 22 by 11 3/4 for the lower bigger drawer. And then there's this piece of scrap, which is 30 by 3 1/4. I'm gonna cut that down to 22 to match that. And I can only do this one-handed, so I can't show you both drawers, but you can see that that's a pretty good size for the front of this. And when I route the corners and stuff, it'll make it look a little smaller than it actually is. But yeah, that should look real nice. So that's what I'm going to run with. Okay, I went out and picked up a new router. This is a little $99 Makita from Home Depot. Not the biggest, most elaborate thing, but it doesn't have the plunge bit, but I don't really need it for this job, so it's going to do fine. I can always buy plunge adapters and stuff later if I want to. And I bought this little Ryobi kit. It's for it's a decorative router bit set, and I used this Roman OG on this, and you can see the profile, and I think it looks really nice. Needs a little sanding, but profile looks good. It looked real nice on there. All right, so we need to do a lot of sanding. And I need to cut subwoofer holes in the front plates. I've got ports coming in the mail. The link for the ports I will also put below. Yeah, so next part of this video I will show you actually doing some assembly. Ooh, this MDF makes a mess, y'all. Oh my God. Definitely use dust collection if you got it. I don't got it, and holy cow. What a mess. All right, we glued the internal braces up last night. It's a mess. you know, the glue gets everywhere because these things, they're the same width as the inside of the thing, so you put the glue on the end and then you gotta push it down in there and all the glue comes off and then you gotta put some more on, and yeah, it's just a mess, but it don't matter, it's all on the inside of the box anyway. I was a little worried how strong this was gonna be because it was just a smidge loose. I mean, not loose, like, I mean, I could still put the piece in there and it would fit tightly, but it was not like clamp tight, but it's really strong. It's as hard as I can move it, and it's not moving at all, so it's real strong. That glue is something. On this MDF, that glue soaks right into the wood and it makes a really powerful bond. So yeah, I'm not worried about that at all. So that one's done. I gotta glue this one up yet. You gotta cut this middle piece to fit. So you make these crosses, clamp them up, and then when they dry, you gotta cut this one to fit. So gotta do that yet. Still gluing up little feet. Keep plugging away. We got some parts in the mail. I got my ports. Man, these ports are humongous. They really are. They are used at full length, so you can use some adhesive and glue it together as they come. Little tip, do a little sanity check on your measurements. I started measuring out the measurements from the website, 11.75 from the top, 11.75 from that edge. The subwoofer is 16.735 inches baffle circle size. Half of that is, the radius is 8.3675, or about 8 3/8. So I did a little sanity check on my measurements on this box, and that mark and that mark are 11.75 inches from this edge. Now, if I go my 8 3/8 inches from that center line, that's the radius of the cut, I am right on top of that thing. So I think that maybe that this isn't straight up and down, or maybe I cut this a little too long, I'm not sure, but this is a little bit too far this way, so I need to adjust my cut. It's not a problem on that one, I don't know if you can see it, but the support is a little bit wonky. It goes this way a little bit, so there's plenty of room, but I need to adjust my my measurements for this box. So I'm going to move it about a 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch. Lots of room over here, so I'm gonna move it about a 1/2 inch to be safe. Actually, the full subwoofer is a little over 18 inches, so I don't want to go a 1/2 inch. I'm going to go a 1/4 inch, or else the lip will be real close to the bottom. So I'm going to move it a 1/4 inch because I screwed up. So just a tip to do some sanity measurements before you start cutting. Well, I didn't film it all, but we've got some holes. Take a look at this and tell me what I did wrong. No, it's not that one's flipped over. The holes are on the other side for the other one, but actually they're right there. But what did I do wrong? So in my rush to get things done, I was not thinking. I'm putting butcher block on top of this. That speaker binding post needs to be on the back. Oh God, I'm an idiot. I did it on both boxes too. It's a nice hole. It's perfectly sized, but it's in the wrong spot. It's no matter. It's not a big deal. I'm just gonna put the butcher block on and take my little cutouts, put them back in, glue them in place, and caulk them. It'll be fine, but it's just stupid. I'm stupid. But holes look great. Little router action worked really good. I did break a bit, which was fun. But yeah, everything's where it needs to be except for those. And we will continue on. I'm probably going to cut this video there. This next step is sanding, and that's going to take me a while, and it's not very much fun. But yeah, I'll fix that, and that'll be it for this video. And in the next one, I'll show you the sanded boxes, and hopefully I'll be working on butcher block tops. So, all right, thanks for watching, y'all, and that's it for this one. Have a good one, and have a good Labor Day weekend. Peace.